We have 23 reactors in our country that are of the same design, the General Electric Boiling Water Mark I, as the plant in Japan. In the state of Vermont, as I know Chairman Yatsko knows, the Vermont Yankee plant is the same design and roughly the same age as the Fukushima plant. What we do want is a thoughtful response to the tragedy in Japan and to make absolutely certain that nothing like that ever happens in the United States of America, as we do everything that we can to help our Japanese friends. You know, people think that a terrible event is unthinkable until the day after that event occurs, right? And we have seen this tragically in recent years. We have seen it with 9/11, unthinkable that one of the large buildings in America would be attacked by terrorists, unthinkable that thousands of people would die in Hurricane Katrina, unthinkable that BP would have an environmentally damaging leak in the Gulf Coast, unthinkable that Japan would have the terrible earthquake that it had with all of the reactors now having problems. Unthinkable, 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 until the day after it happens. Ironically, just a few days before the event, the terrible events in Japan, the NRC decided to extend the Vermont Yankee plant, which, by the way, same design, same age, 40 years old, having a number of problems in recent years. The Vermont State Legislature voted by a 24-6, Vermont Senate voted by a 24-6 vote, I believe, 26-4, bipartisan, overwhelming vote, not to renew the license of Vermont Yankee. And yet just a few days before the disaster in Japan, the NRC said, yeah, we're going to extend it. We think it's a good idea to extend it for another 20 years. So my question for Mr. Yatsko is, will the NRC reevaluate the extension of Vermont Yankee's operating license for another 20 years to review the safety of Vermont Yankee in light of the failures at the plant in Japan? And I would just say, Mr. Chairman, the idea that we would have a plant of the same design, which in 20 years will be 60 years old, I think is a frightening thought to many people in Vermont.
Well, Senator, as I indicated previously, the agency intends to go forward with a systematic and methodical look at all of the plants to see, again, primarily based on the incident in Japan, to see if there are any modifications or changes we need to make to our regulations. And that would apply to Vermont Yankee as well as to any other plant. And we won't wait until an extended period of operation. We're going to do that right now based on the existing operation of the facility. So the license extension that we issued is an opportunity for that plant to operate additionally beyond the years of its initial license. But if we do find information that tells us that changes need to be made, we'll make those changes.
Well, I can tell you that the people of Vermont, before the terrible accident and earthquake in Japan, were very concerned about the safety of that plant.
Senator,
I'm absolutely confident in telling you that they are far, far more concerned today. And the idea that that plant would be kept open, a plant which has had a number of problems in recent years for 20 more years, is something I think most people in Vermont do not agree with.